Star Trek IV is finally going to happen as early as 2023, after a long wait by the fans. In February 2022, J.J. Abrams announced that the new Star Trek movie is on the way. Instead of being a reboot, it will also have a comeback by Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto, while officially making it Star Trek IV.
Farm boy, maybe you can't count, but there are 4 of us and 1 of you.
So get some more guys and then it'll be an even fight.
Quote, "We are thrilled to say that we are hard at work on a new Star Trek film that will be shooting by the end of the year, that will be featuring our original cast and some new characters that I think are going to be fun and exciting," Abrams said. "We are thrilled about this film. We have a bunch of other stories that we're talking about that we think will be exciting, so we can't wait for you to see what we're cooking up. But until then, live long and prosper." The movie was delayed and canceled several times, along with clashed reports from new movies that were happening, such as Star Trek Discovery's Kalinda Vazquez. This specific movie was confirmed by Abrams and will be directed by WandaVision director Matt Shakman, while the screenplay has been written by Josh Friedman and Cameron Squires, based on a draft by Lindsey and Geneva Robertson. Before the confirmed date in February 2022 for Star Trek IV, there had been rumors about a new Star Trek movie that had been, quote, abandoned before it was back in the game with Fargo creator Noah Hawley, along with the return of the cast until it was postponed once again. We still don't know what will happen with Hawley's movie or the others that were already announced, but one thing we know for sure is that the reboot team will be coming back. The first movie from the Star Trek franchise was the J.J. Abrams reboot starring Chris Pine as a younger, parallel dimension version of Captain James T. Kirk. Along with the sequel, 2013's Star Trek Into Darkness, they topped at the box office and were loved by the critics. Unlike 2016's Star Trek Beyond, which was well received by the fans and the critics but flopped at the box office, so Trek's future was troubled ever since. After the success of the Star Trek movie franchise, the TV show Star Trek Discovery started the modern era in 2017, followed by Star Trek Picard and the animated comedy Star Trek Lower Decks. Together with the new seasons for these series, fans can expect more shows since Star Trek becomes a part of the new streaming service Paramount Plus, rebranded from CBS All Access.
You think your world is safe? It is not.
Who the hell are you?
The new Star Trek movie will be released on December 22nd, 2023, hopefully with no more delays. The initial release date was on June 9th, 2023, but was postponed since Paramount rearranged the new releases. We also found out that the plot will continue where the Kevin trilogy ended, and that the same cast will be involved. Simon Pegg said at the beginning of 2020 that the series had, quote, lost momentum after the devastating death of Anton Yelchin and the failure of Star Trek Beyond. In August 2020, it was announced that Hawley's movie is not a priority for Paramount anymore, and probably because it was about a disastrous virus. Even though there were doubts over the 4th Star Trek movie, star John Cho always thought it would be filmed. Quote, "To be honest, I mean, it's not happening right now as far as I know, but I think it will happen. Somebody at some point will all get on the same page and we'll do it." As reported by Abrams, Star Trek IV will begin filming at the end of 2022. Even though we still don't know the exact dates.
Mr. Sula, you can fly this thing, right?
You kidding me, sir?
There are still no cast members confirmed, but there are talks for the upcoming movie, which could bring back Chris Pine as Kirk, Zachary Quinto as Spock, Zoe Saldaña as Uhura, Carl Urban as Bones, John Cho as Sulu, and Simon Pegg as Scotty. We are hoping that it won't be any trouble for Paramount to have them back, since there have been some difficulties in the past when some former cast members were supposed to return for a new movie. The plan for the 4th movie was to have an adventure featuring Chris Pine's James T. Kirk uniting with his long-lost dad, portrayed by Chris Hemsworth. Even before there were doubts about whether the movie will be happening, it was announced that both Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth left the negotiations to star in the J.J. Abrams movie franchise because they were supposed to get pay cuts from the studio. Hemsworth shared why he walked away from the movie, saying, "I didn't want to be underwhelmed by what I was going to bring to the table." It is still not known whether the upcoming version of Star Trek IV will have Hemsworth back, or if it will go in a completely new direction. So we'll just have to wait until there's more news about the cast in the next few months. It is still uncertain whether the upcoming movie will recast Pavel Chekhov after Anton Yelchin's devastating death in 2016. In a statement for Variety, Abrams hinted that the story will introduce new characters that haven't been seen in the Kevin timeline, and he described them as, quote, really fun and exciting, and will, quote, help take Star Trek into new places that you haven't seen before. The director of Star Trek IV will be Matt Shakman, who directed 9 episodes of WandaVision. Shakman has also directed shows like Game of Thrones, Succession, Fargo, and The Good Wife. This will be his second time directing a movie.
Being the captain of the Enterprise is probably the most defining feature of his life, but there's this reality of loneliness and figuring things out.
Paramount has announced the official theatrical release date for the Star Trek IV movie, which will be released on June 9th, 2023. Since it's in the scriptwriting stage and there hasn't been an official title announced, there will be about a 2-year wait for the fans. For now, there haven't been revealed any plot details for the new Star Trek movie, but most likely, the story will take place after the events of 2016's Star Trek Beyond, which was directed by Justin Lin, who also directed the Fast and the Furious franchise. In Star Trek Beyond, Kirk, along with the crew of the USS Enterprise, finds out their precious ship smashed on the planet Ultimate after a surprise by a pre-Federation human soldier, Captain Balthazar Edison, Idris Elba. After Kirk and the gang learn about Edison's plans to demolish the Federation with a bioweapon, they will have to stop him without the aid of their ship. The death of Ambassador Spock, Leonard Nimoy, was also in that movie, together with the end of the relationship between Spock and Uhura. One story we know Star Trek IV won't be looking into is the reuniting between Captain Kirk and his father George, which includes time travel. Even though Star Trek Beyond was a box office flop, Abrams did a great job of making the new series, even though the sequels have been unconnected. We hope that Shakman has an original and different approach that will move the Star Trek franchise forward while keeping the friendship of the shining cast. Lastly, what the new movie needs are somebody who knows how to work in favor of the property and has in check the audience's expectations and desires. On a related note, we wanted to know, what do you think the Star Trek IV plot will be about? Let us know in the comments section below. If you'd like to see more amazing videos such as this one, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.